Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you two new products from Makeup Revolution, and the first item is an eyeshadow, and it is the Makeup Revolution My Sign Complete Eye Base, and I purchased mine in the star sign Capricorn, and I also purchased the Makeup Revolution My Sign Lip Gloss, also in Capricorn, because obviously that is my star sign. So I will show you the eyeshadow first of all. So the box looks like this. So I really love the packaging. I like the idea. I just love it. On the back you have what is inside the actual box. You know, it gives you an overview of what the eyeshadows actually look like. It has rose gold on it as well. I mean, we all love rose gold. And inside is a leaflet which gives you some information about the star sign. So for example, it is an earth sign. It also gives you your key phrase, key words, planetary ruler, colours, stone. So the key phrase here is I attain. Keywords: organised, responsible, aspiring, resilient. The planetary ruler is Saturn. Apparently the colour that I like, or the colours for Capricorn, is greys and browns. Actually, grey, I didn't think I actually liked grey, but it seems that I do. I wear it all the time, and I have been buying a lot of grey recently. So, and I didn't even think I liked grey that much. So that's obviously true. And my birthstone is amethyst. So that's the information that you get there. So you also have another overview of the product and what they are, you know, what you can use them for. They don't have any names, but it says here that you've got 3 eyeshadows, 1 highlighter, 1 duo brow powder, and then an eye primer as well. And then inside it gives you, you know, information for 2017. It says for Capricorn, 2017 will be the year where you inch towards your goals. That doesn't mean you won't attain success this year, but does mean you will be building towards a bigger success to come. Now I do find that all of this information is fairly ambiguous, and that could actually mean anything. And then it says about February sees you making headway, but a small setback could have you rethinking a structure. I think that says that. It is really quite hard to read, actually. So that delays can be avoided in the future. By April you appear to have ironed out some creases in your world, and in June it feels that others are seeing things your way. And then it says finances pick up in July, as does your romantic life in August. A busy communication time in September, which could springboard opportunities for travel. And then it goes on. So that is interesting, but that it is quite hard to read, and I do find with a lot of these, you know, they're quite ambiguous, and you know, could mean actually anything, but you never know, it could all come true. Anyway, so getting on to the actual eyeshadow, when I opened this I was actually a little bit disappointed with the size of it. Now on the back it says that it lasts for 12 months, and just seeing if there's any information on how much product you're getting in here. The eyeshadows net weight is 2.8. The brow powders are 0.8. The baked highlighter ingredients, that's 0. I think it's 5. 0.6, and then 0.4, I think, for the brow wax. Again, it's incredibly small and very difficult to read, and I did expect this to be slightly larger, just because I've got a couple of their other circular palettes that they do, and they are a lot bigger than this, so I was disappointed with the size of this. This was £5. There were actually other eyeshadows, Virgo in particular, that I liked the look of better. But I did think to myself, well, actually, what's the point in having, you know, an eyeshadow palette that's got someone else's star sign on? It doesn't make any sense. So I went for Capricorn, and I must say I do like browns and greys, obviously. So this would possibly work for me. It was perhaps one of the eyeshadow palettes that I like the look of, you know, the shades I'm talking about, that I like the look of better, although Virgo has pinks in it as well, which I like. I like pinks and browns. So yeah, I did think, you know, if you wanted to get perhaps all of the set of these, you know, it would be a little bit tricky because they would have all of the birth signs on. And I just thought to myself, you know, what's the point? Obviously the point being that you want your own birth, you know, your own star sign if you're going to buy a palette with star signs on. Obviously, if you're giving it as a gift, that is really, really good. You can personalise something with someone else's star sign. So yeah, I thought that would be interesting. And yeah, so regarding the actual packaging, I like the rose gold. I like how they've done it. It's very interesting to look at. I love rose gold. We all love rose gold, don't we? I do like it. It's obviously good for travel, and you know, and again, I like the shades to look at. So I will swatch these for you. I've not swatched these before, so this will be as interesting to me as it will be to you. So I'll start off with the actual eyeshadows. Now, to start with, I can already see that there's going to be an issue because the three so-called eyeshadows are all shimmer, and I like to have a matte crease shade, so that's to start with going to be an issue. So I'll just swatch all three of the shadows. So there they all are, and they are, like I say, all shimmers. However, they do swatch very well. That is more blue toned than I would like, but nonetheless I do like these two. Then you've got the two brow colours. Now I suppose these are matte, so I suppose, you know, you could use these as your matte shade. They swatch quite well. So yeah, you possibly could use them, but then again, if it was meant for eyeshadow, it should be named as an eyeshadow, not a brow shade. So you know what I mean. So they should really, I think, be a matte shade in here. And then I will just swatch this base. That is very, very greasy. You can't see it because it's clear. I've swatched it there. I don't know if you can actually see, but it is incredibly oily. Very, very, it has that horrible greasy feeling to it. It's not something that I would put on my eyes at all. No, I don't like that at all. I think actually that could have been replaced for a matte eyeshadow, and then the whole wheel would have worked better for me. Then there's a highlight shade in the middle, which I'll just swatch for you. So you've got the three shimmer eyeshadows, you've got the two brow shades, you've got a base, and then you've got the shimmer highlight. I do like that actually. So I suppose you could use those as your transition shade. I would have preferred that, to be honest, but you know, I think the concept itself is good. I think value for money is not too bad, although it could have been a little bit bigger. I like the packaging itself and I like the idea of it. So moving on to the actual lip gloss now. So again, obviously I got this in Capricorn. They did actually say, you know, collect all 12 of them. Was there 12? Anyway, however many there are, they did say collect all of them, and to be honest, I feel the same way about the lip glosses as I do about the eyeshadow palette. You know, all right, you know, it's okay to collect them, but again, I just don't see the point of having lip glosses that are not your star sign, unless obviously you're giving them away as a gift. So I like the packaging. It's baby pink with rose gold. They're absolutely gorgeous. I wish that all packaging was in these shades. Love that. This is £3, and this one, I'm just seeing, this is 3 ml of product. So I like the packaging on this. It's simple and it's got rose gold on it, and you have the name of the product there, if I can get it up the right way round. I don't mind this shade, but I do find these, if they don't have any pink to them, it does tend to wash me out. But I was more interested with actually the formulation, because I'm not that happy with lip glosses. I tend to wear more matte than I do anything else. But on the swatch, it did look very opaque for a lip gloss. And I must admit that it is very, very opaque, very good quality. I have already worn this. Like I say, I wish there was a little bit more pink to it, but of course I could possibly put another shade underneath, but I don't think you need it. It is very, very opaque. And perhaps I could, I wasn't wearing a terribly, a lot of makeup that day, so I think I probably could have gone heavier on the eye, and then this would have worked very, very well for me. So that's probably why it did wash me out. But regarding the actual consistency, really good. It lasted on my lips for a very long time, and for something that is a lip gloss, I would say that it's more of a lip cream. It never sets matte, but it does give you that lip cream rather than lip gloss, you know, and I really did like this. I really liked the formulation of it. I liked how long it lasted, and I particularly liked the price as well. So all in all, out of the 2 of these, and I haven't used this yet, I like, even if I hadn't have used this, I would like the look of this better, because the colour looks not too bad. I like the price of it. It is just, I suppose, I'm disappointed with the size of this compared to the other circular palettes that they have actually brought out. So, and also I wish that they hadn't put that in there and they'd put in a matte shade. I think that would have worked a lot better. That is just too oily. I don't like the consistency, and I could see that perhaps if you've got oily eyelids, this would just be quite a mess, because it is so oily. But in fact, actually, now I've put it on my arm, it has set. I'm going to just pop that on again. So although I put it on, and I did put actually quite a lot on my arm, it does tend to set. So that might actually work, but then again, it's just, I don't know, it just seems a waste of a product to me. I would have preferred that matte shade, like I say, and I could also have done without the brow products as well. I would have preferred a whole eyeshadow wheel rather than extra products, because you know, I suppose it's a good idea if you're going away, but you know, I just prefer the idea of an eyeshadow wheel. But I wanted to take a look at it just to see, because it looked very interesting on the website. But you know, I hope that gives you some information and an insight as to, you know, what this looks like, what it worked like for me, and perhaps it may work for you. I don't know, but obviously, you know, I'm just giving you the swatches and my overview and my thoughts on the eyeshadows. This I love. And yeah, so thumbs up if that was helpful to you, and subscribe if you would like to watch further videos. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Bye.